message is titled Essential Possibilities, Essential Possibilities. And we're going to look at some wisdom here today from the great Christian D Larson. And he tells us that there's something within each and every one of us that has a greater possibility than anything we've experienced before in our life. So there are many essentials to a real permanent success, but there is one essential without which all the others become practically valueless. The person who succeeds is invariably impelled to press on and on by something within them that tells them that they can. They may have no name for this something, nor may they give to its presence special attention. Nevertheless, they know it is there, and it gives them an inner determination that nothing in the world can conquer or destroy. They are inwardly convinced that they will succeed, and this conviction is so powerful and so deeply rooted in the very foundation of our being that it refuses absolutely to be disturbed by any circumstance whatever. In the spirit of this conviction, we proceed with an eye single upon the goal in view, gaining ground steadily and demonstrating every day through actual results that this conviction is based upon fact. So where does this conviction come from? Where do the great minds who have received this inner determination, the power of which is greater than any obstacle or adversity that can possibly be met in human life, where does it come from? And can anyone get possession of this interior something that simply must press on to victory no matter what the circumstances may be? So we must think about these questions. These are questions of vital importance to every one of us that longs for the greater things. And it is the aim of our message today to bring us into a greater realization of the good results that we can find in our life and have a more thoroughly satisfactory life than we've had before. To attain great success, we must inwardly feel that we can, and we must be inspired by a determination that is not only irresistible, but that is as deep as the fathomless depths of life itself. Those who think they can will use effectively all their present power and will steadily increase the capacity of that power. Those who doubt this power, however, will fail to use it, and herein we discover one of the first causes of failure, as well as one of the greatest laws in achievement. The less confidence you have in yourself, the less of yourself you will apply in action, while the more confidence you have in yourself, the more of yourself and all of the powers and faculties you possess you will use in whatever work you may be engaged or whatever activity you may be engaged in. So we must realize that we must believe first. We must believe that there's a power within us, and that's why we go to that affirmation. There is a power within me that lifts my life to its highest level. My life. It doesn't matter if this power of faith has worked for all the people back in the days of the Bible and the Old Testament and the New Testament. We're in the Now Testament. We're in the Now Testament right now, right where we are. This faith is available to us just like the law of gravity was available to the people in the Old Testament all the way back to the book of Genesis. Job and Isaiah and Jeremiah, all those people, David, they all had Goliath. They all had access and use of the law of gravity, just as they had access and use of the law of faith. The law of faith. So we have it too. We have it within us. That is the power that God has given each of us to take dominion and authority over those things that concern us, not over the things that concern anyone else. Because we can only have dominion and authority over those things that concern us personally. And the way we take that power is through our mind, through our reactions to the things in the world. We can't change anything outside of us, but we can change our reactions to the things outside of us and gain within ourselves a greater confidence in ourselves. To attain great success, we must inwardly feel that we can, Christian D Larson tells us, and we must be inspired by a determination that is not only irresistible, but is as deep as the fathomless depths of life itself. Those who think they can, can. Those who think they can, can. And those who think they can will use effectively all their present power, that is, all the faith that they have, all the knowledge that they have of their relationship with God, infinite intelligence, infinite spirit, infinite power, and will steadily increase the capacity of that power of faith within them. Now, some people's minds naturally feel they can, and there's a reason why. When we learn why they have this confidence, we may gain the same confidence, and success will come to us as surely as the rays of the rising sun. But other minds of equal or even greater ability are confused and depressed with so much doubt that not a single faculty gives expression to more than a fraction of its inherent power. In consequence, people fail where lesser minds reap rich rewards, thus proving conclusively that ability is not the only essential. Ability is not the only essential. And we see that all around us. We see it in all the things that are going on in our world at this moment. When we look at all the political jargon that's going on daily on the news media, we realize that the lesser minds sometimes get the most attention. The lesser minds get the most attention. Why? Because a lot of people don't want to take life seriously. A lot of people don't have any great goals or ambitions in life. They keep thinking that someone else is going to give to them, or someone else is going to make the way for them, when it is essential that we understand the possibilities within our own very heart and mind and soul, and take that dominion and authority and use the power of our faith to believe in ourselves and to believe in our purpose in life, to realize the greater good, to glorify God in all the good things that we can do, all the successes and all the overcomings of the debts and the illnesses and all the dis-eases of life, and realize the good life. The good life is God's life. The good life is God's life expressing through each and every one of us every day of our life, every day of our life. Not just the days where we've had enough sleep, or not just the days when we feel good about the work that we've done, but every day of our life. No matter what it is that's going on in your life, feel a deeper sense of gratitude that God has put you here for something greater. God has put you here to enjoy this thing called life and to realize the good and the abundance of God that God has made available to each and every one of us, so that we can do just that. Enjoy the life. Enjoy the life. Start thinking about the essential possibilities within you. Start realizing that your imagination is a tool that you can use to shape and to form those things that you want to realize in your life. Start feeling that sense of God moving through your mind, your heart, and your soul as an inspiration of joy and happiness and hope for everything good that you can imagine for yourself, that takes nothing away from anyone else nor tries to control or manipulate anyone else. And realize that whenever you unselfishly choose the good, that God is choosing it through you, as you, and for you. There must be something back of this ability that causes the full power of ability to be pushed to the forefront of our mind. All the greats of the world of history have this something, and that is why they succeeded. And we must also add that it is the possession of this something that made them great. Though this something is not beyond anyone, it can be acquired by everyone. Every normal mind is not twisted with the noise and the nonsense of the world. And to this rule, there is no exception whatsoever. People who accomplish great things do not always have exceptional ability, but there is a power within them that turns all of their abilities to their very best account, All that is in them is pushed up, so to speak, to the highest point of action and efficiency. Nothing in their nature is lost. Everything is put to work, and everything works effectively towards the goal in view to realize that greater life, that more abundant life, that more enjoyable life. We all have the ability. We all have the options every day to consider what it is that we want to think about, consider what it is that we want to bring into our mind, and what it is that we accept as the truth, and what is it that we reject as the untruth and the falseness of the world's beliefs. So to possess exceptional ability, however, means great gain, providing the power to apply all of that ability is also present, and such ability not only can be developed, but should be developed. And that's what Jesus was teaching everyone, that the kingdom of God is within you, not low here or low there. In other words, the good that you desire to experience is a possibility within you, but you must go deep within your mind, your heart, and your soul and recognize that you are one with the power, one with the intelligence, and one with the Spirit of God, and that God will give you the use of all that intelligence and power and spirit that you need in order to stir up that spirit within you that has the faith to know that you can do whatever it is that you seek to do. The person who succeeds is invariably impelled to press on and on by something within them that tells them that they can, To attain great success, we must inwardly feel that we can, and we must be inspired by a determination that is not only irresistible, Christian D Larson tells us, but that is as deep as the fathomless depths of life itself. Those who think they can. Those who think they can will use effectively all their present power and will steadily increase the capacity of that power. Those who doubt their power, however, will fail to use it, and herein we discover one of the first causes of failure as well as one of the greatest laws in achievement. So it's like everything else. We can use it. We can use it for the good, or we can use it for the bad. If our mind is filled with thoughts of doubt and worry and anxiety and troubles, then we're going to manifest just exactly those things, because we are planting those thoughts into the cosmic consciousness that surrounds all of us, that great invisible energy and power and spirit and intelligence that always seeks to give to us what we believe to be true for us. So when anyone thinks they can awaken in their mind the power that can, and they think that they can because they are conscious of this power of faith and this realization that they can, they begin to inwardly feel the existence of that power in a greater way. Thy faith hath made thee whole. Let's always remember that. Always remember that. Jesus said that thy faith hath made thee whole. He didn't say my faith, but thy faith hath made thee whole. Don't be crying out for Jesus to help you do the things that you can do for yourself. Don't be crying out for the great invisible to bring forth that something that's already within you that you're failing to recognize and become aware of because you're unwilling to spend the time within your own mind to cultivate and foster the idea that there's a power within you that's greater than anything that will confront you in this world. We must be willing to give it our time. We must be willing to give it our attention. Jesus said, love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. And to love means to give God our attention, to give the good our attention, to give the good that God has created an abundance of in this universe that goes beyond what is visible to that which is in the great invisible, that good that's seeking to be made manifest through each and every one of us, that through this energized faith, this cultivated and fostered and nurtured strength of mind, we can draw it into our life experience in a greater way. When you feel you have the power to do what you wish to do, you cannot possibly doubt anymore, nor can you fail when you proceed to use that power. But how do successful people get this power, and by what means do they come to feel it so distinctly that they positively know they possess it? To think that you can when you do not feel that you can is hardly possible, and it is only those who think they can succeed that do succeed. The person who does not feel within themselves the power that they can will begin to doubt, and those who doubt that they can will suppress the power that can. Doubt must be removed before success can be gained, but doubt will not disappear until we inwardly feel that we can. That is, until we actually feel the possession, personally, of the power that is necessary to do what we have undertaken to do. When we know that we have the power, we know it. We know that we can. We are aware of the necessary power within us, and this power is so positively determined to succeed that we find neither rest nor peace nor happiness until we proceed to apply it to the largest possible scale. In other words, whatever it is that we're dealing with. What is the condition? What is the circumstances that we want to leave behind in our lives? If you're sick, see yourself well. See that illness as behind you. Distance yourself from it in mind and realize that that was what was, not what is. It was, but it no longer is. If you're filled with worry and doubts about your finances, start saying to yourself, that is what was, that is not what is. What is the great possibility that I can have, I can do, I can be, whatever it is that I choose, and I can find my way, my possibility to overcome whatever it is that I must overcome, whatever it is that I must do to cut the distance between what was and what is. What is the joy of life. What is the peace and the harmony of life. What is God. Is God presence, God power, God intelligence within each and every one of us. So that's something within that causes the full power of ability to be pushed to the forefront of our mind can be awakened and made active in everybody because we all have it. We all have it. This something is not a special gift for the few, nor is it a favor. God doesn't favor any more than gravity favors. That's why Jesus said, if you want to realize intelligently your relationship to God, look to nature. Look to nature. Did the sun come up and only shine on the people who see themselves as saints and righteous, or does it shine on everybody? Start thinking about that. Does the law of gravity only work for those who have realized God's favor, or does the law of gravity work for everybody? Why? Because God listens to our heart. God does not get to the level of human judgment and understanding, but God knows that the big picture for all of us is that we will all find our God, find our good at some point in this eternal life in which our spirit is living. So that's something within us that causes the full power of ability to be pushed to the front, can be awakened and made active in everybody because we all have it. This something that's not a special gift for the few. It is inherent in every mind, every heart, every soul, and just as natural as life itself. In fact, it is inseparable from life. But thus far, there are only a few people throughout history who have learned to use it. Some of those were born with a natural aptitude in that direction, while others acquired the essential mental attitude later on, and this we can all do now. Every one of us have a mind, and in that mind is built the same principle. All minds possess the same possibilities. What one mind has accomplished, all minds can accomplish, and infinitely more. And that's why Jesus tried to get the people to understand, these things I do, and greater things than you've done shall you do. Because the mind, what one mind has accomplished, all minds can accomplish, and infinitely more, because mind is that intelligence, that power, that spirit, that great invisible of God. Our mind isn't in our brain. Our mind isn't in our body. Our mind isn't in our ears and nose and throat. Our mind is that which encompasses all that we are. All that we are. Mind, body, and spirit. It's everything. It's every part of us, every level of us, the subconscious, the superconscious, the conscious. It's every level of mind. It's every level of thought, every level of imagination, every level of decision-making and choosing That's all mine. We are only at the mere beginning of human attainment, and that's the truth for you and me and everyone. The innumerable worlds and the vast mental domains are yet to be explored and conquered. We know that when mankind has become aware of more and more things every day, we're finding universes beyond the universe, planets that we've never known about before. Everything comes to the awareness of mankind and to the individual, you and me, when we're ready for it, No person never needs to doubt the existence of the extraordinary powers within them. We all have these powers. And to be just to ourselves and to the world in which we live, we must proceed to use now as many of these powers as we understand now. So we must cultivate and foster this attitude that there's an essential possibility for me, and there's a power within me that will lift my life to this possibility in the right and perfect way and in the right and perfect time, and with the grace and the ease of infinite spirit working through my life right now, right where I am. And so it is. Amen.